All right, let's take a look at this tool, Reword. I've already been using it this last week, and so I'm going to be going over with you what I used this tool for and what I think that this AI writer is good at. I'll also have to put my content through our new AI testing to see where it turns up. But this tool is called Reword. And it's basically write people first articles with AI trained by you. So if this is actually true, then this would be the ultimate tool that we would want to use, because we'd be able to things like using your brand's voice and writing in your brand's style, and then having factually based articles written. All that kind of stuff is what we're really aiming for with a good AI writer. I'm going to go ahead and go through the pricing real quick, and then we'll go dive into the account. You can sign up for a trial. There'll be a link below. Now, if you sign up for the yearly plan, then that's where you're going to obviously save the most money. We'll go click on monthly real quick. So you're at $49 per month. You get one seat. And how many drafts can you write per month? They have a 10 right there. So as you go up in price, it's going to, or as you go up in articles needed, that's where the price starts going up. Obviously, you're going to just analyze how many articles you can actually put out. And you have to think about this pricing right now. And once you jump into the tool, you're going to be like, oh yeah, this is different than anything that I've seen before. This is pretty cool. But absolutely, the price seems pretty steep compared to other tools. But once you realize what this can do for you, and then if you're running an agency or something like that, or you just have a need and you have a team behind you where you can actually sustain writing this many articles per month, then once you get to that point, we keep going up right here. You can see right here, once you start hitting 130, 150 articles, and right over here, about 160 articles, then you're going to go ahead and just sign up to the pro plan, where you get unlimited team members and projects and so forth. So that would be, just think about it, right? Like you can actually spend $300 on one article, depending on what the article is about and the qualifications of the writer. So it's in context, right? So we'll go take a look at the tool, but I do that they have an unlimited plan. If you get to this point over here, you want to use this tool as your agency tool. It's reasonable right here. People pay $300 a month for ClickFunnels, right? People pay $300 a month for Go High Level marketing tools and so forth. It's within reason, in my opinion. Let's go in and take a look at what I've got so far. We'll come in here, and then also just to show you that I think that this will be nice to show you that this tool works. If I go into SERP Robot, I'll go into my site, and we'll come over here. I had this just pop up today, and it's a QSR video review, right? So this is showing up at number 38 today. Finally got indexed. It took a few days for it to get indexed, about 4 or 5 days. I am getting articles that are getting indexed with my new way of publishing within 24 hours. This one took a little bit longer time. But the important thing about this article that we wrote is right over here, QSR video review. You can see the search score. I'm not really sure why it's got a 0 right there, but we've got a word count of 1,000 and so forth. You can see that I created this 6 days ago. So we'll go click in on it. But it's important to know that if we go to YouTube, here's my site, and you'll be able to see that the article is on the site, and I'll show you what it looks like. So we have video review, AI secret for top social media marketing. And then you can pause the video and look right over here. I'm going to show you how cool this is, where we get this quotation from the article. We even get this automated external link right there. And then we get all this stuff. I believe I added these images in right here, but you can see nicely formatted. It also had this table right over here that was 100% accurate. You can pause right there. Then it had these important facts that make using Quasar Video a plus, and then you can see all these right here and so forth. Really nicely laid out. And then this one ended up ranking, and I think it's because of the different things you can do with using your brand voice, and that's what I really want to show you. Before we do that, I just want to come over here to the channel just to show you that we did not have a video done for this, right? So you can look through here. We did not do a video review on this. And that is what I typically am doing right now. I'm doing a video first approach AI blogging, and that's what I'm doing going forward. But this tool in particular, which is what is so cool about it, is that we did not the video first. And we were able to go back in. So let me go and show you how you set this up. So you'll come over here and you'll go into your voices, and you'll click on voices, and you can see we have a trained LearnWire, based on 4 documents and based on 3,300 words. You can go in and train this, right? So I gave it these URLs from my website, and this is specifically a formula that I've created that talks like me, talks like the video that I create, and it's factually based on my actual reviews of these softwares, right? So it's taking these articles that I speak from a conversational and informal tone, a place from software review expertise, and it knows my voice and how I speak and in first person and so forth. So you can add URLs or you can add a PDF. And so this is where you train this, as it's like in ChatGPT, where you can create a GPT. You can upload documents in Claude. You can upload documents as well to analyze and so forth. So it's doing that in the back end right over here. But I like how you can control URLs right here. So you can just put in a few URLs right there and start training. And then it takes about 10 minutes and then it trains itself, and you can add more voices from more brands, right? So like I said, if you're running an agency and you have 10 clients, then you would probably have 10 client brands right over here. So that's something that is way different than what we're getting with a lot of the other tools. Some of the other tools that are working on this, I believe it's SEO Writing AI. They don't even have this feature yet. They're working on it on their next update. This is where Reword shines. They built their tool based on your voice and your tone, your brand's voice. So we have that right there. You have connections over here. You can connect your search console. You can see that I've activated my search console. I'll show you what that looks like. You have WordPress. You can auto post from here, and then Shopify's coming soon, and Webflow's coming soon as well. You can manage all your stuff, teammates, billing, all that good stuff right over here. Super cool. Then we'll come over here and then we'll go and analyze that article. But under topics, this is where it's cool. Once it gets to know your site and it's hooked up to your site and your search console, that's where it's going to come in here and start looking at these different like clusters of articles that you can actually go in here. This was added 4 hours ago, and it adds all these different article ideas right over here. So these are just coming in here as ideas. So it's actually doing research for us and giving us ideas of what we could write articles on. And then it's telling us, based on that content, I believe that it got these ideas from these other articles right over here, because it's already saying that these ones were published in this article, if you will. The topics section is a really cool place to go. And then there's the articles right over here. And this is where you're going to look at all articles right over here. You're going to see a search score. I don't really know what their algorithm is saying, but it's basically search ring, the effectiveness, the pricing, how to use Shopify, the content quality, and Shopify AI versus other AI writers. So maybe it's saying that we did not put that in there in our article, and maybe that's something that we should add to our content. Right over here, it takes some getting used to explore how to improve your articles, right? You have opportunities, so it's telling us that these are the top opportunities that we should go after, and it's hooked up to our search console. That's where you're getting the impressions, the clicks, the position, where you're ranked for those keywords, and how many keywords that you're getting right over here. So this WOPE review is ranking for it's technically ranking for 25 search keywords, and it's indexed and so forth. And here's the cluster. So you can go in-depth article right over here, and then it's going to show us some more information about the clusters and so forth. There's some really in-depth things that you can get inside of Reword the more you explore it, which is super, super cool. This kind of information right here is different than I've seen in other AI writers. So I think it's pretty cool. Then you have your top performing keywords or articles, and then things that are stale that you need to go in and do article refreshes on. So cool. You could manage all that with multiple brands and so forth inside of here. So there's your project right over here. You have your team, your project, add a new project. Maybe you want to add a new project per brand that you are managing. I think that this tool would be really good for agency use, but it would also be very good for just yourself. So then what you do is you would go to new draft. And this is where you'll go and start typing in and answer these questions. And you're going to go along and answer some questions about what you're writing. And then it's going to take you through the article process. I'm going to go and show you just the article, the draft that we already created over here. I'm going to click on it and then show you what it looks like. And you'll be able to see here's the research right over here. You can ask questions. You can, what headline, subheadline lines matter to my readers. You can click on that and it's going to have all this information all ready for you. You can add these to your writing as many as you want to. What facts should my readers know? You can come in here and get facts from AppSumo. And one of the coolest parts is, so these softwares that are hitting like AppSumo for example, in my business, I'm doing an information that literally I might be the first person reviewing a software on the web, right? So there's not going to be a whole lot of information for me to gather, but it might be something where it's like AppSumo has the information, right? And so I can go over and get that link and actually come over here into the training material. And you can see under training material, I put in the exact URL of that website, and I updated the backstory or information that we are feeding Reword in order to gather its information for the rest of the content. So you can add multiple URLs right here that you want to get the information from. So you're going to be getting factually based information with this, or no content that Reword's going to suggest to us is going to be false, because it's going to be gathering it from this URL. Now, obviously, you go out and do a bunch of research and you make it into a PDF, or just have maybe 2 or 3 sources that you trust that are really good. Then you're going to add those in right here. And then that's where your content's going to shine, because you're going to be able to get really good information. And then at the same time, based on your brand's voice as well. So it is very brilliantly done with Reword. And I have had some of you that suggested that I need to go and check out Reword. So I finally got around to it, checked it out. I've got content ranking in today's Google algorithm. It's really hard to just get a AI writer to rank. And we got our first article to rank. So super impressed so far. Here's where you get kind of your search ring. I don't really know what that means, but I can click on it real quick. The Reword search ring is an LLM, large language model powered scoring system for articles based on target search intents. SEO scores are a feature as old as search itself, often calculated by measuring content's depth, word count, combining it with recognition of target keyword presence. The problem is that doesn't resemble good content. Instead, it incentivizes keyword stuffing and general bad practices. It's one of Reword's promises that will always align with the readers over the algorithms. So that wasn't an option, because that wasn't an option. That's why we have pioneered our proprietary search scoring system, which we are coining the search ring. So you can go and read about how this all works, but they have their own system for grading your content based on search intent, SEO, everything. Pretty cool. So we have links, headings need to go up is what it's saying, and the content length needs to go up as well. Now, like I said, you have to know your market as well. So no one's really done true reviews on this particular software, right? And so having a 3,000, because we also don't want fluff in our content, and we also don't want massive content out there. If you can explain what this is in 1,000 words and make a professional recommendation, then 1,000 words is fine. So I would take the word count going forward, I'm taking with a grain of salt. And then it tells you if you've satisfied, yes, the review was mostly satisfied, AI-driven social media marketing tool, highly satisfied, mostly satisfied how to analyze social media videos with Kuzar Video. And then right over here, we've loosely satisfied, should you buy Kuzar Video from AppSumo? So we would actually come down over here and see my LearnWire rating right over here. And I gave it like a 4.5. And we would probably want to answer if you should get this a little bit more. At least that's what Kuzar is. That is what Reword is telling us. Okay. So super cool. That's the search string. And you come back up over here to research, and you can say, for example, you can do all kinds of things. If I came over here and pushed return and then tab, you actually get a bunch of different options right over here to write as well. Insert a relevant table of data. You can just say something like that, and then it's going to go and write something else for us, a table with data. You can go in here and start right here with your research. And all this research right here is based on, remember, our resources section where we gave it the actual URL that has a bunch of content on it. So you can see right over here, what did it come up with for us? So as features, social media compatible, users can add their TikTok or Instagram accounts right over here. So it just gives us all kinds of data. We can actually specify exactly what we want it to do. Like that pricing table one, I did that one earlier where I just push tab. You can push tab and you can say, make a pricing table, and then push enter. So now it's going to make a pricing table, and that pricing table is going to be based on, remember when we come over here, this URL. So I'm going to open this URL, and here is the AppSumo link right over here. And we come through, and you can see that we have license tier $169, $129, $319. And we come back over here, and you can see the pricing table that we created earlier right over here, $59, $119, $299. And I believe that might have been changed actually since they started. All right, so you can see right here's the new pricing table that we just told it to do. For whatever reason, that pricing right there is $10 off on all of these. But remember, you can come over here and you can just say $319. And I don't know why it's off right now. You can come over here and look right over here. It's actually $69, $129, and $319. I'm not sure if they did a $10 price increase or not, but everything else is accurate. 125, right? So you come over here, 125, and then you have 10, 250, 50. So you come over here, 10, 250, 50, and then 25, 1,000, 250. 25, 1,250. So all this information is right, except for the pricing was off $10. I'm not really sure why that happened, but of course you would want to check that. You're actually doing a review, and go ahead and check that. So one of the cool things about this tool is that it's going to allow us to do what Google wants us to do, write factually based content and take our time with writing this content before publishing. The days of the spray and pray method, the day of just blasting out 50 articles a day with AI, I believe that they're just over. You just have to face the facts. It's just over. And you have to think of the search engine standpoint and not from a trying to game Google aspect, right? Like that's fun. It's fun creating the AI sites and seeing what we can do. And this AI content ranks and all that kind of stuff. Those were fun tests. And we got to do that for the last few years. But right now, the Google are just terrible, right? And at some point they have to get control over all of the AI content and the gibberish and low quality content that is being published. I do 100% agree with that and understand that standpoint. The problem is that making an automated algorithm will end up punishing sites that shouldn't be punished, and some sites that are 100% AI still will slip through the cracks. Like we just know because that's the odds or statistics, right? But nonetheless, I think that Reword is geared towards spending time on your actual content. And you can come over here and get all kinds of different information right over here to the right. So I think it's really, really cool. And I have the proof that this actually ranked within a week. I was able to get it ranked on page 5, I believe. So with a site that has no authority whatsoever, the combination of adding the voice, your brand's voice, and training the system in order to write in your brand's voice, and then also the fact that you can control the contents over here and the sites that you're going to use, and then write your content. I think this is really cool. I'm going to go ahead and continue to experiment with it. I'm going to go ahead and run my tests real quick. I'm not going to make you sit through all the different tests. I'm just going to come back with the final scores. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We graded it. You can see the helpfulness is 8. The human sounding is 9. Grammarly, we got the 85 right there. So I just call that solid. Anywhere in the 80s is going to be solid. Anything in the 90s is going to be impressive. Hemingway was only a grade of 10. And then the most impressive part, drum roll please, is the originality score was 89% human and only 11% AI. Now that's something, if you made it all this far into the video, then that means that you are very interested in this topic and what tools are performing well with all these different scores and tests. My question to you is that I'm obviously giving a lot of weight to the AI score right here. We're talking about over here, you can only get 3 points with a reading score. From all the information that I've gathered, reading is nice for when people land on your website, and it can potentially get them to read more of your content when it's less technical. But from an SEO standpoint, like your readability score is less weighted. It really isn't going to impact your search results or your ability to rank. It might impact engagement once people are on your website, which at the end of the day does impact you ranking. But at the end of the day, there probably is not much, in my opinion, and based on following Matt Diggity and different other SEO influencers and so forth, the readability score is definitely not, if we're pulling the highest numbers of readability score, which would be like 6th grade, 7th grade, that's not necessarily going to move the scale that much. So that's where I'm now, and I want you guys to chime in the comments below. if you think that I have this set up pretty well. You can see the different points. We have up to 10 points with the helpfulness and human sounding. I think that I'm just giving the human sounding right here coincides a little bit with the score, but not really at the same time. So we have 10 points for each one of those. We have up to 3 points that you can win for a reading score right here. And then I have up to 10 points that you can win with AI, and that is based on originality. I put out a poll. You guys said just use originality. It's the best AI detection, and it costs a lot of money to use it. And so that makes sense. And so I'm weighting this with, you can get up to 10 points if you are literally not getting, if your tool can get through, and it's within reason. If the tool sounds like garbage, then I'll have to grade it differently. If I just have, like, I wouldn't put spin rewriter through here and say, oh yeah, it got 100% human or no AI detection. I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't say that's like a great tool to use. So, but in general, if it's a solid tool and then it's passing this test with really good numbers, I think that this should be weighted a lot, the AI grade, because I think that the AI not showing a ton of AI content in your articles is going to be the new direction that we have to go if we want to rank content. And mind you, remember, I did not do a video review on this one, and we were able to rank our content using this tool. Pretty cool stuff. And then we have our Grammarly right over here. You can see this is the new Grammarly scale right over here. You can get up to 5 points with Grammarly. I think that the punctuation, we'll give it some points and so forth. And so you can see that the final score right over here for Reword right here was a 30. So I do need to go back and finish these right over here, which I'll try to do that and get the scores over there so we can actually update those scores. But so far, Reword is scoring the highest that we've seen. I do need to go in and finish some of these other ones right over here, but this is a nice solid 30 right over here that Reword just scored. The impressive parts is the originality it's basically over 90% or about 90% is quote unquote human written. The Grammarly score was solid. And then these other scores over here were good as well. Hemingway, if it was falling in any way, it would be the readability score. It would have been nice to have it a little bit around the 8th grade level, but 10 is still pretty darn good. Because remember these AI writers a year ago, it would be 14 or higher every time you wrote an article. And now we're considering 10 not as good as the other ones. So I think that's pretty solid, and we got a good score. So let me know what you guys think about this tool. Link will be below to go check it out. And I'll continue to try to create some articles, get them ranking and so forth, and keep you guys updated along the way. The highlights of this tool is that you can have your unique brand voice. You have a lot of control on the sources of the information. You have 100% control actually of the sources of the information is actually going to use to write your article. With that, those two things combined along with the AI writer is really good. Now, there isn't really a one-click writing option. Like, you don't just click. So that's one thing. If you guys want me to make a full tutorial on how to write an article with Reword, leave a comment below. Yes, tutorial or Reword tutorial. But essentially, you will be writing, it's assisted AI writing as well. It's not a one-click article writer. And I think that's why this is going to end up shining as a tool to use going forward. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.